This episode is brought to you by Gainesville Podcast Studio and Dynasty Solutions, a video production and live streaming company.
Welcome to another episode, another moment with Common Hood. This is your host, Simon P. And today I have the lovely Mechelle Caldwell. Moved all the way from Miami, Florida to come to the beautiful city of Gainesville, Florida. And me and her met some years ago when our children were playing a little basketball. But I think my son might have been better than basketball. I'm just saying. But you supposed to get your kid.
Yeah.
Everybody think that. I thought it was going to be Michael Jordan as well.
Yeah, I thought mine was too.
But it didn't work out that way. So we're here today. A little bit about Mechelle. Oh, Mechelle. When I first met her, we both were trying to just figure it out. And years later, she earned a bachelor's degree in health care administration. All to the people that say it's too late, she did this while she was raising a family now. Let's just say this. This wasn't I graduated at 18 and go straight to college. This was I started life, then I realized I need to change her mindset. She got a master's degree in specialized behavioral analysis. Ooh, that's some big words. Master's degree. And she's also, as I mentioned, a mother of 3. I believe that's 2 boys.
Yes.
What are their ages?
33 and 24.
Okay, well, you look like you're at age over there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have one little princess,
yes.
Queen. You're
21.
21.
Yes.
Oh, man, I feel like I'm 21. I'll take that back. And you have 2 lovely grandchildren.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Before we start, how did you get from Miami, Florida, to a small Gainesville?
Well, actually, I was born here in Gainesville,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved to Miami at about 13 years old. I wanted to try living with my dad. I felt at that time in my turning point, the opportunity with my mom was in her place in life wouldn't have given me the opportunity to grow and to be expanded to other things in life. So I went to Miami.
How long did you stay there? You got to Miami at 13?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the time, like Miami, we think of Miami, we just think of South Beach?
No.
Okay, so we wasn't at South Beach.
No, we were not in South Beach.
Well, you were in the real Miami.
I was in Miami, South Miami, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
And what they call it now is Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove.
I happened to be Miss Coconut Grove in 1986.
Really?
Yes.
Now, how did you earn that title?
The community, they had like the Black Negro Women's Club, and they would host like just a fundraiser for young ladies that's going away to college, money. So I decided to run. I loved everything I did in Coconut Grove. I met people that were always pouring into me and telling me, Mechelle, I think you're going to do great things. And so when the opportunity came up for me to run, I ran and I won.
That's when competition started.
Yes.
So what all did you have to do to be the Miss Coconut Grove?
Well, I had to have a talent, which I like dancing. I like singing.
Okay.
So I picked my talent of dancing, which was natural, something I love doing. There was a bathing suit competition. There was a gown.
This was a time when Luke Skywalker was a real popular.
Yes.
So which dancer were you? Ballet or what?
No, I was a jazz dancer. Not
jazz
that
dancer.
Yeah,
okay.
Jazz dancer.
Okay.
Okay. So the categories were swimsuit wear, talent, and then there were questions. So the questions were asked, and they also judged on your punctuality, how you carried yourself.
Right.
So those were some of the things. And also, were you someone in the community that did community activities? Like, did you go and feed the hungry?
Problem solver.
All those things.
You solved problems at a young age.
Yes, I did.
That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. So, beyond your education, I see you became an owner of your company called Anorial Enterprises. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, the name Anorial, how did you put that together? I think it's spelled Anorial.
Yes.
What's the significance behind it? That seems kind of unique. Like you put some thought into that.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
But what does it mean to you? How did you come up with that name?
It represents my children.
Okay.
All my kids' names start with an A.
Oh, really?
Yes. Otis, Antonio, and Aaliyah.
Otis is the one that played ball with. I remember Otis a little bit. I got you.
Yes. The other names that correlated together were kids that I lost along the way.
Okay.
And so I sat on this for about a year. I knew the A was going to represent the kids that were alive. But the kids that I lost, they were just as important. I mean, they were blessings, and only God understands why things happen.
Right.
But I took a letter from each one that would have had a name, and I formulated the name, and I sat on it for about a year and just prayed about it because I wanted to do something unique. And I was told by one of my mentors out of Miami, you need to make your name stand out. That name has to be something different. And what thought did you put behind that name?
You making it a family business without them even knowing it.
Exactly.
That's what I see going on.
Yes.
Family business. Well, tell us a little bit about Anorial Enterprises. Like, what is it exactly you do?
Anorial Enterprises is a faith-based company where life coaching can be one-on-one. It can be group life coaching, and it can also be for family. So I don't discriminate between male or female because at the end of the day, family is a unit, and we all need to know how to be effectively and function together and not be dysfunctional.
When you fix one, and you fix that one, and it goes back to family, whether they came or not, it's a solution to a problem.
Yes, it is. It's a solution to knowing how to communicate, know how to understand one another. I think there's a lot of roadblocks in families.
Is it just families? Can you take this in a workplace? Can you take it in a, I guess, people, period?
I think the relationships, it can be personal relationships. It can be your family relationship. It can be work relationship. Just knowing how to establish relationships. A lot of people don't even know how to establish a relationship.
Well, it's like when you get your first girlfriend, it's a whole lot I didn't know. But you kept practicing.
Exactly.
So relationships are important, very important. So your practice, is it based off of broken relationships? Do you see more of like broken relationships, or more of this people that's been tragedy, trauma in their lives, or this, like, what type of clients that you've been having to come through that you can kind of recall some significant issues that they may have been dealing with?
If I had to pick one, broken.
Okay.
A lot of brokenness inside. The old saying is, whatever goes on in the house stays in the house.
Yeah, that's how we grew up. Yeah,
but
being tough.
Yeah, but there's a side to that can be detrimental when you get older, because we're not supposed to talk about things that went on in the house. But a lot of the in-house caused us to be dysfunctional. That causes us to have dysfunctional relationships when we get out the house.
Well, let's just say it from this perspective. Like, it was macho, and when you hear society today, some call this is what do you say to those people that say they're too sensitive these days? You got to be so calculated on how we communicate, because of it was a macho situation that you kept everything is in the house, everything stayed locked up in here, and you couldn't express it. But now they're saying that they feel like the youth is very sensitive. people are very sensitive now. You can't say what you used to say, or I guess the vault is open for a lot more things to come out. Do you think we live in a society today that's too sensitive compared to the analogy of maybe when we were growing up or you were growing up? It seemed to be a little more tough skin.
I think it's a different era. I think when we were coming up, we were tough skinned. I think in this generation and this era, people are real sensitive. But I think even though being sensitive, I think it's how you attack the conversation, because I can either make you shut down, or I can either get you to say, oh, okay, I can listen.
Well, that's why you're a life coach.
Right. Right.
You want to have more sensitive ways to say things.
Exactly.
Than the normal. But the sensitivity of society, though, is that making, like, you also hear that the men are not men now. And I'm not going to no other agenda. It's
right.
just that they say the male are not males and the females are not females. And you know how they say, hey, back in the day, we did it better. Like, what's that correlation? Like, why is it like that?
Oh, that's a good question. I like that. I think it's when a time when we were coming up, I think the parents were parents. And
you can put a red dot right there, a red tag, because there's less two-parent households today than it was back then. And I know you said we try to keep it in the house, but they tried to stay together even if it wasn't quite perfect. As they got a little older, it seemed like it got a little better. But these days, it's a microwave. Oh, I'm done with you.
Oh, I like that word. You know, I used to
It's
say
a microwave. I'm done with you. It's like no fight for the battle, no nothing. I am done with you. It could be like, well, I just came in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You done already? It's a microwave right now. Everything is fast. A lot of changing shoes.
I agree. I agree. Mm-hmm. I always say people want that microwave quickness.
Right.
And that's not always the best way. But it stems back to, even though a lot of homes were single parent homes back then, and we do have more now. I do agree.
Yeah.
But it's a cycle, because if you came from a single parent home where there was no structure, no disciplines,
right,
then guess what? Your child is going to eventually grow up and they might come a parent early. They don't know structure. They don't know discipline. And it's like a constant vicious cycle. And it keeps going and it keeps going. And then that comes with the mindset of that person. Am I going to be a non-learner, or am I going to be a learner? Am I going to look back where I came from and make a decision? I don't want to be that anymore. I want to change. Okay, so now that starts with the mind. Where do I make that change? Where do I start feeding myself? Because it's what you feed the mind is which the results is going to be.
So that goes back earlier when you say you face brokenness. You face brokenness, and you just gave a lot of examples. That's family, but there is a lot of brokenness in family, whether it's single home. I had to, I think everybody married home, but through it all, we do overcome. We do overcome. I want to read some of that I saw that says about a counselor. Because I look at you as a counselor. I know your title is a certified life coach, but you're a counselor. And I'm going to read it as such. You say, as a counselor, there is some innate gifted ability to help someone identify their own strengths and weaknesses. And that innate ability, combined with your education in the fields of study and you getting the certification, how do you pull from each one to help one? My own personal
experiences, what my struggle, I had to identify what was my strength and what was my weaknesses. And when you can identify with that, then you're going to connect yourself in a position of educating yourself. I'm weak in these areas, but my strengths are good in this area. I got to come to a balance. And I'm glad that you asked me that question, because in one of my classes, I talked about self-care.
Self-care. Well, elaborate on self-care then.
Self-care is 3 things that I told in this last section that I had with a couple ladies. And it was some men in there as well.
Yeah, we all need a man too.
Yes, we do. I'm important.
Right.
I'm priority. And I have self-boundaries.
I'm important.
Mm-hmm.
I have priorities. And I have self-boundaries.
Right.
So on the important part, that's just, your value.
Your value. You, through your strengths and through your weaknesses, you learn what is important. Self-care. I'm important. So when you get to that mindset that you're important, that's when it starts to make those transitional changes. And you start making the changes that's necessary.
Well, when you say priorities, is that priorities that you have set your goals? Are these priorities from what you're going to take in, what you're not going to take, how you're going to run your day? Like, what's meant by the priorities?
Priorities is whatever I do, I need to make sure that I'm doing it that's the healthiness for me. I'm going to I'm going to organize.
Organize. Okay.
I'm going to set my boundaries, because we can be a garbage can if we allow ourselves to be a garbage can.
Yeah, especially now with the internet and all this social media, is it too much?
It's a lot.
So that leads to, when it's a lot, you mentioned that I'm going to set my boundaries. Now, some may be taking that boundary like, what you mean, you're a woman, what you mean you're going to set your boundaries. So we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
No.
But there is some things that you got to accept and not accept.
Right.
So giving a couple examples from a male perspective on what type of boundaries that we probably need to set, or just give a little guideline, and then do the same thing for the ladies.
I would say for the men, when you're setting your boundaries, first you got to know who you are. You got to know who I am, who's the creator, what is the importance of me being a male. But here comes the self-care part. What am I going to allow someone to invade me, to make me feel like I'm not that man I need to be? Okay. Or am I going to set the boundaries?
Okay, so we getting from, when you define your 3 principles, this is more tied to a relationship between a couple, friendship, or this work-related.
Work-related.
You can use these 3 principles in any arena that you choose. But if it was when it comes to, like, when you go to the workplace, that's a kind of obvious one. It's kind of an obvious one. Like, hey, we here for 8 hours. It's just me and you. Hey, this my, and it's cool. And it's like, okay, I got mine too. Football team, joining sports or whatever, it's a boundaries. But when you say boundaries, when it comes to a couple, is that a hard word to use, setting that boundary? Like, is there room to learn each other with those boundaries?
When you set the boundaries, you're setting your boundaries to allow yourself to grow more in self, but to be able to understand that you have to be open to the person's other self that is coming in to the relationship, because they're important, you're important, but you also have to understand that they are first priority to who they are, as well as your first priority to who you are, but be open to communicate. Where's the communication?
Yeah, but when you say boundaries, though, I was like stuck. Like boundaries.
You know what? The self boundaries is
okay. So
to allow yourself to be that self-care person.
I got you.
To grow. Okay, these are my boundaries of me. What in these boundaries do I need to fix?
So we kind of fix a triangle there, and within that triangle, you kind of have your buffer zones on what it needs to be.
Right.
And if somebody trying to penetrate it, that you may not be ready to allow that person in because they stepped on a particular thing that you feel like, hey, you kind of violating this principle I have for myself, for my own personal happiness. That's how that boundary thing kind of go, right?
Right. I like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because of the fact you are setting the boundaries, but also that's to keep you healthy.
To keep you healthy.
To keep you healthy.
Got it. I was
because
hoping we was going to lead to that.
Yeah, to keep you healthy. Because if you're not at the best in you, you cannot penetrate out and be open to be healthy to someone else.
I got you. You know, it's like you have to become that light in order to be a light to others.
Exactly.
So it says, become that light in order to be a light for others. So as a counselor, when you say you have the innate ability to identify that, that's a lot of work. Because people come in with garbage, like as you say, a lot of brokenness, whether it's divorce, whether it's abusiveness, or whether it's his lost job, or just paycheck to paycheck, what's going on now? All this stuff coming in, like, I wonder how powerful your questions are to help bring that out for someone. Like, typically, when you say a one-on-one session, how long does one-on-one session last? And then how many sessions that you typically help that person get to the root of that problem, their problem?
Okay, so counseling, so I'm gonna kind of clear this up. Okay. Counseling is one thing. Life coach is another thing.
What's
the difference? Okay, I'm going to tell you the difference.
Okay.
Counseling is when you allow them to come in and you kind of, when they give you their feedback of where they're coming from, you're going to listen. You're going to listen.
Listen.
You're going to listen.
Right.
Okay. So the mental of the counseling is to let you kind of express what's going on. That's what a counselor does. Okay. A life coach is going to allow you to set your goals. What is the right now? Okay. Because counseling may take weeks at a time. Okay. But a life coach is, I'm going to hear what you're saying, but what's the right now realistic goal that you need to set for yourself to start this journey?
You can help me reach my goals.
A counselor is going to listen.
But your skill set, you can do both.
I can do both.
Okay, you can do both with your skill set. Yeah. Life coach. Don't use the Bible, come to you. Or you use the Bible because you mentioned faith-based.
I do use the Bible. Okay. I like to make that very clear, because if I'm going to help you, then we have to look at scripture.
What if I was an atheist, though? You can't help me?
I don't turn down anything, but hopefully
your base, your characterization comes from your education, and you stand on the principles of the Bible.
Exactly.
Which is a great thing to do. There's some great stuff in there.
Yes, it is.
Got it. I got it. So when you're doing your life coach and you're saying goals, it's personal goals. You're giving a holistic, personal and career choice and helping them guide to that particular goal. Or you just like give an example of that, because I'm thinking I'm going back to high school, and I'm going back when I left high school. It's like, ain't nobody tell me nothing about life. What? Hold on. And then I said, but did they not teach me? I did not learn. So as I got older, you realize a little different. So I'm going to hit you with wisdom and a life coach.
Okay. So
for your answer on wisdom, I'm thinking of, as we get all older, for some reason, we start becoming that. But it's painful if we follow it wrong. But that life coach showed the value of that.
So when I'm doing life coaching, that's why you have a consultation, because I need to really know what avenue you're trying to go. Because in your life, your marriage may be fine.
Right.
But I'm struggling I'm at the turning point of my life. I don't really like doing this job no more. But I have these things that I desire to do. Okay. So we have questions. We have like a packet. So I'm going to learn from you in the consultation what it is that your immediate goal, which way you're going. Is it something with your relationship? Is it something with your career? Is it something personal with you that you want to work on?
I'm going to have to seek some counsel with you with that, especially when it comes to career, because I'm privileged right now to be trying to interview you. And my business partner, I'm going to take time to try to reach out to him, Mr. Nee Harmon, that does all the digital stuff and the video and help put this podcast together. But when I look at the young brother move, I be like, wow. All those years I ignored all this stuff saying, I don't care nothing about that. And it leads me to my next conversation, that book you referred me to, that I missed out on learning that all my business partner could learn, because I had a fixed mindset. I was so comfortable in my little way of my career, my money, and now I'm seeing like, wow, my business partner is really teaching me that I need to open up my mind way more than I have been. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have to get a session in with you, because I sure miss that recorded relation, because it's like the world changing fast. And since I've been able to meet Nee at Dynasty Solutions, I just wanted to mention that, at Dynasty Solutions, he's making me realize that, and he's doing it quietly. It's like when they say you don't have to speak and brag, he does not have to. He just do. And you observing like, I read it in the book that you referred me to by Miss Carol S. Dweck on the mindset, the new psychology of success. And one of the things she hit was the fixed mindset. Mm-hmm. That you so fixed in what you doing, exactly, that you have missed. So normalcy became a part of your life when you accept being fixed. I didn't stretch myself.
You didn't.
I didn't stretch myself. So is that characteristics a lot of what you see as you life coaching, that you feel like you gotta grab somebody and that Superman is in there, that cape in there for you for somewhere? Like, is that part of it?
Mm-hmm. And then this it goes back to self-care.
Right.
The self-care is searching you.
Uh-huh.
You're searching you, you're stretching, because now when you're going through the sessions, it's making you really dig deep.
Dig deep.
Yeah, I'm digging deep in me and saying, okay, with a fixed mind, this is why I missed this turn.
Oh, man.
With my fixed mind, that's why I didn't catch it when this person was talking.
I got stuck on the block. I let technology to just whip my ass pretty much. Mm-hmm. I let this whip my ass. Wasn't no internet. Oh, man, I don't need the internet. Sales spreadsheets, man, I ain't trying to work no job like that. I want to just tell you what to do. Hey, sometimes that could be good, but you do need to know. So, this like the first time I kind of been inspired to like, wow, I let a lot of knowledge go that I wonder if I'm outdated a little bit. So it's a new challenging thing. Like I'm trying to carve that space out to say, okay, how can I go back and grab some of these things that I just totally ignored because I had the fixed mindset. I didn't stretch it.
I agree. I didn't either though.
Yeah.
Because the technology that we have now, I feel like I'm almost like a dinosaur to a lot of things. Because I'm like, oh, I don't really need to know this.
No, it's not this technology is one, but it just shows how when your mind is just fixated and you don't allow growth to come and you block it and you make excuses for it, it'll just damage you later.
I agree.
It just damages you.
I agree.
And it's not that I'm saying I'm damaged good, but it's like it make you say, well, you sure would better sacrifice something to put smarter people around you, or whatever the case may be on what you missed. But at the same time, I'm like, there was opportunities over life to grasp a little bit of that.
Right.
And it's there. And which brings me to like the fixed mindset. Let's just say let's use an analogy on being on the block.
Okay.
Being in the hood.
Okay. I can do that. Okay.
So, sometimes we hold the hood so good that we say, hey, this is my block. I'm from whatever block. And, you as you get older, you say, well, some never left the block. Some mindset never got beyond the block. And you see that a lot in lower income, underserved areas. What do you suggest for that population of people to how to change that fixed mindset to be able to look out into the world and grasp something besides that block?
I think we don't pour. I think where the problem comes in is we don't pour back into our own community.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people see you, they feel like, oh, she had the silver spoon in her mouth. That's just a utensil.
That's a utensil?
It's just a utensil. It's a spoon.
We had, what did we have growing up? It wasn't silver. They said it looked like silver.
I probably was like a little gray.
Yeah.
A little gray.
But I got you.
But here is my thought.
Uh-huh.
We don't go back and be real transparent to the community, the ones on the block.
Okay. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
Because we talk about, I gave my example of a fixed mindset. Now, when I realized what I didn't have, I did kind of seek it out. I say, I need this person around me. I need to capture this moment. It's like it became a new challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand about we have to give back, but with all the information today, it's like there's one channel called YouTube that you kind of much boop, and technology just gave us a phone. I don't have mine on me now. That everybody's walking with this kind of power in their hand. So isn't it an excuse to have the fixed mindset now?
Everybody is not YouTube though. Even though I know that is, you find most people they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, but sometimes just being in the room with people and talking can be more of an impact sometimes than just being on a YouTube channel.
I got you. So, but going back to that individual that's in that circumstances, how do you make them see that you gotta want it?
We're gonna go back.
You gotta want it.
Yeah, you gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
But that's gonna be the conversation that you should have with that individual.
Right.
Hey, I can be here to help and guide you and give you some insight but are you ready to receive it and to make this a self part of you, to come out that fixed mind, to be an open-minded?
Yeah, the reason why the fixed mindset, I try to spend some time, because when I'm listening at you, when you described it was with a life coach, and earlier I said you got a hard job, because if we're dealing with the person that's in that fixed mindset, it's kind of hard to set the goals. Don't you agree?
I agree. The goals.
I'm gonna work on you.
Yeah,
right?
it's gonna take time, because that person has to really decide what is important right now for me to change. And being in that place, change for everybody's not the same, of course. So when you go to the block, as you keep saying, we on the block.
We're on the block.
You got to allow people to express themselves first. I like to listen. You got to be a good listener.
Another example could be, let's just say I had my first son when I was probably 18 and 19 years old. So I was no far away from being a man. So it may have landed me that when mom and dad say, you laid and played, you go take care of it. And I'm like, okay. So it may have landed me in my first gig or two that I can honestly say, the more I hated the job, the more it made me say, I got to find something different. I don't know what it is, and I ain't no life coach to go to. I might have read the Bible, might have went to church or whatever, but I got to find me something different. I got to find something different that this not working for me. And I say that to say because that little attitude change for me with changing that mindset, it did help. And I didn't have to, the availability of the counseling and the coaching and the having a life coach, it just wasn't out there like that years ago. So your availability these days are very important because it just was not there. So it was like, what's the game they used to play? We used to hit the side and the ball be in the middle. That's how I felt that ball that's getting hit.
I can't remember what it is, but
this boom, 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 boom. You just like, and then every now and then you'll come down and you'll score.
Right. I can't remember what it was called, but
but it was a ping pong. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't ping pong because ping pong is when you're going back and forth. So on. But I can't really remember.
I can't remember the name of the game, but that's how kind of life was with starting out. When you're just trying to get out from that fixed mindset. And I just correlated that to the job, like being on a job that, yeah, you agree, you came that desperate. Hey, man, I just need a job right now. That happened to me, man. I just need a job right now. I got stuff coming up. And I'm trying not to go there to go get it. So I'm trying not to go there. So that was my little thing. I'm trying not to go there. But then you get stuck. Sometimes I tell people, nah, man, don't take no job if it's not your passion. If it's not nothing you think you like, you ain't gonna last long. I don't care what it is. If you ain't put no thought behind it, say I just need to get it. But at the same time, they each one taught me something to become a better person, to empower myself to where I'm at today. So that fixed mindset it happens when with career choices, the relationships. It's just like, let's just say if you and I was dating. Well, if you're on a trajectory of growth, and I'm like, man, Mechelle, I'm kind of cool where I'm at. I don't need to go in on damn England right now. I mean, I ain't finna spend all that money to go there. And you like, oh, I want to see this, and I'm cool. I'm gonna chill right here in Gainesville and Duval. I like to go watch my Gators, and I'm good. But I love you though. How you bring somebody out of that?
I think. Well, no, I'm gonna say this because that's a good analysis.
I mean, it's
real because it's real.
when you talking about setting those goals, to me, you have to stretch yourself to reach those goals. And I'm feeling that now. Where as I mentioned, my business partner, Nee Harmon, over Dynasty Solution, it's like, his brother's so smart. I'm like, he up on everything. And I heard, they say he wear many hats. I'm like, actually, he wear the hats pretty damn good. He know what the hell he doing.
Yeah.
He know what the hell
He's
he
gifted.
doing.
God is gifted.
But he stressed himself whenever any opportunity to learn. He stretched himself beyond the normal curriculum.
Right.
So when I read that, I thought about myself, and then I looked at him. I looked at some other people that was much younger, because there's always this bridge of gap of us accusing that the new generation ain't where it's at, and I'm like, no, that's not quite.
That's not true.
That's not quite true. That's not quite true. So for me, that fixed mindset is really something that when I stumbled on it in this book here, it was like, wow, how much did I let go of opportunities? I mean, did you find yourself?
Oh, yes. I was like, oh, boy. I could have been really farther ahead.
Yes.
If I would have just opened my mind up. But here again, what you said, I was 21 when I had my son. I knew then there was no more, hey, I need to be in the club. I need a party. I got to get a job.
Yeah, kids change.
Yeah.
I got to go get just over broke real quick.
Yeah, I had to change the mind of being, hey, I want to hang out with my friends versus this individual relies on me.
Right.
And so, like you said, every job that I've taken has prepared me for where I am now. And sometimes we don't see that.
So when you helping a client set a goal, what's your recommendation?
As a life coach, you listen to them and you tell them to write down what they want from me as the coach, because I'm not gonna push you.
Well, is it more so is defining what you want of this goal? Like,
yes,
like, if I just say I need $3 million, that's my goal.
That's not realistic.
That's not realistic.
That's not the immediate. Not saying we can't get to the 3 million, but what is an immediate? Give me 3 things.
We gotta build some small steps for the end game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the value of your services right there. Yeah, we had this big goal out here.
But what's right now?
You can go to the moon, but right now we in Gainesville, Florida.
What we gonna do?
What we gonna do right now? Okay.
What's realistic?
And setting those parameters is the beginning step of coming out of the fixed mindset. Now, the next one, I'm going to read this here, because once you put all this work in and go fix, because that's everybody. That's everybody.
It is. I agree.
And in a lot of different areas. But the next one I'm going to read is say the growth mindset. Now, this the one we all need to be in. When they say that make America great again, this is what I think of. The mindsets have to change. So here's the growth mindset. It says, it's based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through effort, strategies, and help from others. Effort, strategies, and help from others. Now, you the life coach, so you the help right there. That's 2. How you help them measure that effort it take to reach that goal?
So the efforts is going to really based on how much work you want to put in.
How much work and time?
Because everything is taking time, and it takes to put strategies together. But how much are you willing to work at it? Because I can tell you X, Y, and Z.
All right.
That could be what my perception is. And that's where life coaching, when I went through the life coaching, you got to be real careful. You're not to overstep the boundaries and put you into them. Right. You got to allow them to put the work in. They might call you and say,
you know, the good thing about when you saying allow them, it's really on them.
Mm-hmm, it is. I'm just coaching you because if you're getting stuck,
right?
You may be stuck.
Yeah.
And you say, "Hey, I'm stuck right here. Mm-hmm. What do I need to do?" So then we may go back to the very first day we looked at some of the stuff that you've been working on. And then we say, well, is this working? Do you think you need to change your thought on this? Is this something you really think you need to do right now? Maybe there's something you need to add. You tell me what you think you need to do to get here.
And then the second part of this growth mindset, it mentioned that you have to believe you can develop yourself.
That self-care is developing.
Going back, mention those three things with your self-care again. Yeah, Jill.
I'm important.
I'm important.
I'm priority.
I am important.
I am important. I'm priority.
I'm priority over everything else. I'm going to take care of me first.
I'm going to take care of me. And then I'm going to set the boundaries that's going to keep me healthy.
It's going to keep me healthy.
Boundaries are going to keep me healthy.
And that does help you increase the belief you need in yourself to accomplish your goal setting that you're helping people do through life coaching. Ooh, that was deep right there. I'm gonna read a couple bullets and we're gonna close with these bullets.
Okay.
And you just respond the best way you can. It says only people with a growth mindset pay close attention to information that could stretch their knowledge. Only people with a growth mindset pay close attention to the information that could stretch their knowledge.
That's a good question. I like it because before I became a life coach, I actually attended some Zoom life coach classes with a young lady, and it taught me that I had to stretch me. I was already doing some of the things that a life coach does, but I wasn't stretching myself to believe that I can impact. So I had to look at me and say, I'm important, I'm priority, and I'm setting boundaries to make me better. So
the statement when it said only someone with a growth mindset is not going to miss that information.
That's correct. Only someone with a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset, but a growth mindset, because you want to grow. You want to grow.
So when they said the IQ test back in the day, the IQ test, you remember that? Mm-hmm. Saying how smart you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I remember that.
So is intelligence on you when you get slapped on the bottom and you already are, it's intelligence earned?
I would say intelligence is earned. I wouldn't say you just got spanked and it was, you know, your IQ. Because when you look at it that way, you earn it because you're doing something. I used to
look at in elementary or whatever, they would give you these tests and they try to measure your IQ. And I'm like, I'm on a 9 and 10. How you come up with that? You know, I used to be that type of kid. Like, how you come up with that? You can't tell me about Michigan, my Lake Michigan. I haven't been there, so my experience wasn't there. Like, so when I read it, it's like, oh, it's a lake. What about it? You know?
Yeah, I mean.
So I say that to say that as a life coach, I'm thinking how often you have to deal with people to put them in the right mindset so they don't miss the information.
Okay.
They don't miss the information. It's like going back to the YouTube or going back to the internet. You have this finger and you get to put this finger on your cursor or whatever. And the internet opens up wide. It's like a window full of whatever. If you want to be a pervert tonight, we got a site for you to be a pervert. If you want to play football tonight, we got a site to have you playing football. If you want to learn how to do makeup, and that's all you want to do is do makeup, we have a site. It's like, if you're not in the right mindset, the internet could be dangerous as hell.
I agree.
It can be dangerous as hell, but the internet is life too.
And I agree. One of the footnotes is being a life coach. When you work with someone, immediately you need to know if they need counseling. And I try not to put the two together. I network with people who really specialize in mental counseling. And what we learn that if someone comes to you and they're talking and there's a lot of brokenness and hurt, and it's really going to be hard for me to life coach them right
It's
away.
It's hard to do that goal.
Right.
But going back to the having the right mindset, we talked about this too, the growth and the fix. Now, on that growth mindset, if you're not aiming towards it, can we disagree? Agree, that if you're not in the right mindset, you will miss important information that can help you reach your goal.
I agree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the next bullet I have for you, I said success is about learning. And I want you to piggyback on that about success. I said it's about learning. What do you say?
I say not only is it to be open-minded to learn, it's also open for you to receive from others, because there may be certain people that is put in your path to give you information that's going to stretch you.
Right. So you have to be able to observe.
Mm-hmm.
So observe. So learning comes in observing.
Mm-hmm.
Learning comes in, I guess, reading.
Exactly.
How much is learning is within peer pressure? Because, they say you are who you hang around with. You ever heard that? The money you make is who you hang around with. You hear that sometimes. Mm-hmm. You hear that. If you hang out with all the drug dealers, you're gonna become one. If you hang out with whoever, you're gonna become with. You are who you hang out with. How much validity you give to that? Because I personally think that I grew up in a very diverse community. And that diverse community was, if I wanted to sell drugs, there was an opportunity. If I wanted to use drugs, there was an opportunity. If I wanted to go up the street to study calculus, there was an opportunity. If I wanted to get a good job, there were people that had decent jobs. And if I wanted just to chill all day, that was a group that just chill all day to say, y'all go ahead and have all that work. I'm good right here. My mama left my house. I'm done working. I had a very nice, diverse community. But when it came to the things that we're talking about today, we had maybe 1,000 square foot house with two adults, 4 kids, and sometimes 5 kids when my sister came over.
Okay.
So that was a small house. And we were all fixated. So at that time, the school was in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality, we didn't see much out of it. And then the school was going to the next level. Then I had a chance to go to a school a little further out. And I remember the first time skipping class, reaching over the fence. Like, damn, look a little bit different over here. Like, God damn, hold on. Like, wait. Who these houses are pretty big over here? Like, you really? Your mom said we can go in the refrigerator and have anything we want. Really? Okay. okay, this is a look different over here. Look different. So that experience alone, when I think of peer pressure or who you're hanging out with, there's some greatness to it, and that's going to be some distractors from it. You got to be strong when it's in the wrong environment. And I don't know if you remember the slogan when drugs supposed to be so bad, when they say, just say no. Do you remember those?
I remember.
Just say no. And it's like, really, just say no. I can set it, I can use it, but which one I want to pick? So success from learning, I think, is so important with you being a life coach, that when you make great people and when people become great and people have that mentality to excel for the greatness, it just makes the community better, the workplace better, the marriage better, the friendship better. It just makes a whole lot of things. What personal gratification you get out of it when you complete the journey with someone and you took them by the hand and helped them reach that goal, I'll finally say, Mechelle, I got it now.
Yeah, okay. It's a warm feeling, because when I was listening to you, where you say you were diverse, I pretty much had some of the similarities of
the same type of neighborhood.
I was
a lot of choices.
Listen, I had a lot of choices. Living here in Gainesville before I moved away, I know what the hood is. I what they call the hood, and you may go next door and get some sugar from your cousin, or you may get
Hey, why you BSing though? Like, don't you miss the hood?
I mean, you never forget where you come from. You never know.
To me, it's a fun moment.
When you think back,
it really was. I wish it come.
I was shooting marbles. Like, I used to get out in a fish eye. I think back then things were
like one of the double Dutch girls back in the day.
I learned how to double Dutch. It took me a minute. I had to get the feet and figure it out. But what I would definitely say is that when you get the diversity of knowing what it's like to be in the hood and seeing single moms or dads working all night to come in, there's not a whole lot of family time because dad's tired, mom going to work. You pretty much, hey, somebody gonna take on being the cook. Make sure you take on the responsibilities.
Yeah, that's that what they consider the rat race. So you just have to do what you have to do.
They do. Yeah.
And this what brings me to my last the second to the last statement. It says change and growth through application and experience. Change
and growth
through what you're applying and your experience. So, like, everything is an experience, how I look at it. From the neighborhood, whether it's a good neighborhood, a bad neighborhood. But, to me, the rich neighborhoods it's a ghost neighborhood. That's what it's a ghost neighborhood. So everybody's more isolated, and the better neighborhood, the more isolation, in my opinion.
I do. I agree.
Yeah, better neighborhood, there's more isolation, and I really dislike that. But the experience and what you to apply, it does encourage the change and growth.
It does. It does. I agree. As you apply things that you learn, you embrace, then it's a constant growth. You're moving forward. You're seeing yourself evolve. You are evolving. You're moving. You're constantly wanting to be in a place where your mind is open. It's that growth mindset. I want to grow. I also want to grow to help others know that it is so.
Okay, well, let me ask you a personal question. You don't have to answer this. Mm-hmm. What is one experience that you can share that you think spurred growth in your life that you can say, boy, that taught me something?
I would definitely say if it was that one thing that taught me was I will not allow anyone to make me feel that I am not capable.
That's the boundary. You came back to that boundary. Oh, that you are not capable. You know, do you feel like others that do those things? I always think it's at the end of the day, it's something wrong with you.
I do too.
Yeah, it's something wrong with you. Bro. It's okay. It's okay. Here you go. I'm on my shirt. Go ahead and get it off your feet. I'll be there for you. Last question for you. It says, everyone can change and grow through application. What are some of the things as a life coach that you think we should apply in addition to the big three?
The one word comes to me, accountability.
Accountability. You created a mess, but that's how they get to the life coach. Sometimes that's how they get to the life coach. Not accepting that accountability.
But through your life coach working with you, it shows you how to become accountable.
You got to be accountable when you set those goals. But I like your approach. That's your big goal. Let's accomplish those things small, and then we'll get there over time. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And let me try to. I'm gonna read something that I got from you, and you might have said it. It said, and no matter where you're at, we're all family. I'm not saying blood, but it says, reach a family to function as a unit without so much dysfunction in their relationship with others. I think I heard you mention something equating to that earlier about reaching a family to function as a unit without so much dysfunction in their relationship with others. It's part of your service. And you can be found on your website. I believe it was mp-enterprises.org.
Yes, you can.
We can book an appointment with you.
Yes.
To MP, that's Mike, P as in Peter, -enterprises.org.
Yes.
And we should be able to find your services. I'm interested to see how one of those retreats would be. Make sure you get when you do those one time, give me a call on that.
Definitely.
And your number is, let me get it right. Your business number is 813
yes
444-7183.
Yes.
And behind all the glitz and glitter of the website, the human we're going to get in contact with is Mechelle Caldwell.
Yes, that is me.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And once again, I want to thank the production, my man Nehemiah Harmon with Dynasty Solutions. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Until we meet again, until we come again, I'm out.
Want to elevate your brand with professional audio and video? At the Gainesville Podcast Studio, we make podcasting easy. Our fully equipped studio and expert engineers handle everything from recording to editing to upload. It is a complete done-for-you podcasting solution. Book your session today and let your voice be heard. Visit GainesvillePodcastStudio.com today to book your session.